I would like to take you on a journey that started about 15 years ago for me, and from which I hope you will be able to pick up one or two useful insights. So as many French kids, 18-year-old French kids do, we went clubbing at night. We all leave the club, get in the car, and then the next thing I remember, I'm in a hospital bed. And I say I'm in a hospital bed, but at the time I could only guess that I was in a hospital bed because the room was in total darkness. So when I heard footsteps approaching my bed, I asked if the lights could be turned on, and the nurse who had just approached my bed told me that I had been in a serious car accident, had just awoken from a 5-week-long coma, and had become totally blind. Today I'd just like to share some of the insights that I have gathered from adapting to this disability and from 15 years studying, working, loving, laughing, and traveling in complete darkness. Until then, I had never faced a real challenge in my life. And now suddenly I had become totally blind, had lost 50 pounds, had been trepanned, and struggled with the most basic things of everyday life. The great thing is, though, is that I couldn't see what I looked like back then, because it was probably a little scary. The bright future I had imagined for myself had suddenly become an old and bitter memory. During the 5 weeks of my coma, I came as close as one can come to dying several times. And in the months following the hospital, during long sleepless nights, I often wished it had happened. The survival instinct for me was the following. It's, since I just couldn't make any sort of relishing projections for my future, I did really the only thing that I could do, which is to focus on the present and try to enjoy as much as possible the simple yet pleasurable moments of my day. Despite the fact that I had really not sorted out my future at all, I realized with genuine surprise that my relationships had become more truthful and deeper, and that I was in fact happier and more at peace than I had been in a long time. The point I'm trying to make here is that if you live a busy and successful life, you're sort of always chasing the next thing. You're always thinking about your next job, your next apartment, your next girlfriend, your next Ferrari, your next fishing rod, or whatever you're doing. And you end up just missing out on some of the true, joyful moments of your life. You're there, but you're not really there. Your mind is elsewhere. It's on this Ferrari, or this girlfriend, or this fishing rod. In order to survive, I had to focus on the present, and I had to take the most out of these seemingly insignificant moments of my life. So when I went to these institutes for the blind, that's when the real fight started for me. And so I'll just give you a couple of examples. When I shared my plans with the director of the institute to complete a master's in finance, he told me that I stood no chance and that the blind should live in segregation. Instead, he recommended piano tuner or masseuse courses that were a lot more adapted to my situation. After a little later on, when I asked the director of admissions of one of the top undergrad business schools in France how they would accommodate for one of the 3 entrance exams that was just not accessible to blind candidates, he told me not much we can do, but you have basically 2 options. You can either score top grades on the 2 other entrance exams to compensate for the 3rd one, or, which might actually be easier, you might want to apply to other schools that don't have such an entrance exam. When I decided to try snowboarding again, I had always been a big snowboard fan since basically age 5, and so the instructor that I found specialized in guiding blind people told me, snowboarding is just not an option. You can maybe ski on a bunny slope if you're really good. And then, when I asked my family doctor for a medical certificate to participate in a snowmobile expedition to the Arctic Circle, he refused. And he told me, don't you think you've done enough? You should just like relax and take it easy. So he's no longer a family doctor now. Yet, with resilience and determination, I have succeeded in all of these. And I've basically learned to fight, as almost every endeavor I undertake is an uphill battle. There is a quote from, I think it's from a British admiral, that I really like, and that I think fits quite well the purpose here. It says, a ship is safe at the harbor, but that's not why we build ships. I think you should just never, ever let anyone define who you are and who you want to be. And taking on overwhelming challenges and going out of the established boundaries are probably the most powerful things you can do in your life. They push you to surprise yourself and to find inner resources that you didn't even suspect you had. When I woke up from the coma, I had basically lost all autonomy and had become entirely dependent on others for basically everything in my day-to-day life. At the same time, I just wouldn't be here standing in front of you were it not for the unwavering love and support of my family and friends at the time. I'll elaborate. If you become successful, and hopefully most or all of you will, you might have the temptation to become this arrogant person who thinks he is totally self-reliant, who thinks he owes his success only to himself, and that he doesn't need anybody else. Of course, for example, I could be standing here in front of you today and tell you that if I recovered from this accident, it's only because of my determination. I am where I am today only because I fought hard and I owe this only to myself. Of course I could, but it would be a big lie. However successful you are, if you become this person who thinks he doesn't need anybody else, you'll never reach happiness and balance in your life. I have basically learned to trust people on completely new levels. I trust strangers to guide me in the street. I trust my analyst to check graphs and format in a PowerPoint before an important presentation. I trust my friend, Felipe here, to guide me when we run a half marathon together. I trust my friends to guide me when I snowboard down a mountain at 30 or 40 miles an hour. Maybe more dangerously, I also trust my friends to guide me home after a long night at Biblos. It's a snowboarding video, because I think that I'd like to spend a little time on the snowboard because it's a great example of this trust I'm talking about.
Slightly to the right now. Right. Straight down. Right, right, right. Straight down. Woo! Keep going straight down, man. Woo! Left, left. Slight right.
Well, when there's so many questions in front of me, I have to know that my guide will tell me in due time to stop, scoot to the left or slow down. And vice versa, he has to know that when he tells me to stop, scoot to the left or slow down, I will do it immediately. I could not have achieved most of what I've achieved without trusting others and without that trust in return. Think about trust. No one is entitled to trust. Trust is really a gift, and you should really seek to develop trust and foster it. You should also try to never walk away from a seemingly unsurmountable challenge. In fact, I think quite the opposite. You should seek such challenges because they push you to surpass yourself, to find these inner resources that you would never otherwise know you have. So thank you very much for your time, and if you have any questions, I'd be very happy to answer.